Welcome back to the Bearded Garage. Today we've got a 2010 Volkswagen Golf. We just picked this up for the youngin' here. So one of the things that, he's wearing a shop shirt, you can tell. So one of the things that we notice is when we're driving it around, it actually runs fine. However, if you sit in a parking lot, you actually can, it can overheat. So it sits for 10 minutes just by itself, it overheats. So first thing we did is we came in and we actually checked the overflow bulb here. Now it's a little full, it's a little overfull, maybe a ½ inch over. So so that's fine. We checked down inside. The next thing we did was check the oil. Although this is a water-cooled car, still oil does dissipate some heat. That actually made no difference. So on to the next steps. All right, so we get back. Now we're down underneath the car. Car's up on the lift. First thing we do is come check these fans. So on the passenger side of the car is the auxiliary fan. So you can see the auxiliary fan spins pretty damn easy. So we go to the primary fan here. I think that's probably our problem. And I believe the primary fan is also the fan. It's got the fan controller module. So if that fan is shot, it's probably auxiliary shot as well. So just order one of these online and take this bad boy out. All right, so we hopped on Parts Direct. We were able to find a direct OEM replacement. There's actually a couple different ways you can go. You can buy just the individual fans, and it looks like the fans are about 70 bucks a piece. Or you can buy this whole shroud. We actually found the whole shroud for like 140 shipped. So we said, hey, that's worth our time. It's not worth actually screwing around, taking all the fans out, rewiring everything. So that's what we ordered. You can see the new ones actually spin. So we're gonna try taking the old one out and putting this one in. All right, in order to replace the fan, I believe it's actually pretty easy. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts holding it in. They're T30 Torx bits. We're gonna try getting underneath and see if we can pop them free. All right, so underneath, we're just avoiding some coolant hoses here. Just got a quick ratchet on a T30, trying to pull these fan pieces out. Funny to notice, there's one bolt missing here, which is a little odd. And the coolant hose is missing, it's not snapped in. So looks like somebody else has played with this before. So we'll try to keep an eye on what else was going on here. The next one is tucked up in there with the other side. All right, so back onto the car. Down at the bottom left-hand side is the only connector we believe on this fan. I think you just pull this red guy out here, right? And then you wiggle this connector off. Get it?
That's a pain.
I think you just wiggle it off, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's any. I don't think there's a clip on it.
I think it's coming off.
Yeah, you know what? Before we yank it, let's go with a screwdriver. All right, I'm in my mid-40s, and I have fought with stupid Volkswagen connector plugs for 20 years. It looks like you pull the red piece out, then you jam a screwdriver up in there, and you open the piece up, and then you just have to yank like a mother. It's a pain in the ass. Every one of these things is a pain, but it comes off. So once that's off, the only thing now is to squeeze this radiator fan assembly, cooling fan assembly, down around this coolant line. If you still have a coolant line connected here, ours was not, it was disconnected. And then around the coolant line here. So I think that's the AC line. So we're just gonna try pulling it out and weaving it down and see how it comes out.
You almost what?
I almost bet it's that side first.
This side first?
Nope, the other one. I could be wrong.
Maybe you're right. Now I gotta push it back up. That's fun. But the problem is I need space on this side.
So try to get this side out first then.
I wonder if you could actually take this one of these pieces off. What do you
Probably
think?
can. Here, pull it up a little.
So,
I think we should just leave it like that, bolt it right back in, we're good to go.
You're goofball.
I think it's got to come straight up, but I don't think you can angle it like that.
No, because then this pipe.
Pipe still moves, and if you feel, the radiator can actually be pushed as well. So you can actually push the radiator away from it and pull it out. So.
Okay.
Right there. Push that. Pull it right out. Right there.
This piece?
Yep. Pull that right out. Perfect. There you go. Perfect. And see, I just come straight down.
That's nasty, Dad.
All right, so now that the fan is out and on the ground, here's the old one. There is the new one. The only really difference between the two is the coolant line connector. It's actually just a push-in. You can pop it out from the back. We're gonna have to swap it over to those 2 holes right there. And then we can slide this in, make sure everything works. Other than that, I don't need anything off the old one. So we might just test the fans to see if one is broken or both are broken, but beyond that, we'll probably just chuck it. So now we'll insert it. All right, so I've actually lowered the car to show you what I've actually found here. So interesting development in a used car, but this kind of shit happens all the time. So I opened up the hood because I was underneath. I tried to put the new fan back in, and it didn't quite fit. In fact, once I got it up in there, the fan didn't spin, which really threw me off. I said, "Hold on a second, this isn't quite right." So lowered the car, took a look, and I noticed these 2 bolts were rusted. This one and this one. But what was weird is I noticed that this was a flathead. This was the ones that looked like they were stock, and then this one was stock, and this was a random one. So I just started saying, well, hold on a second. I think there's some other things going on here. This plastic piece is newer than the others. I didn't notice it before. So I just popped the grill off. One of the things I was able to notice here is if you see, the radiator does a little more moving than it probably should. So what I was actually able to do is take a look down in here. If you can see if I can get the camera there for you. No, I can't. All right, see if I can get it there like this. All right, see that white piece right there? That is actually radiator mount. And now I'm noticing it's supposed to be, oh, you can still see, huh? It's supposed to be way back in there. That's like a 5-inch play on the radiator. So as it turns out, it looks like the fans weren't running because the last asshat that put this radiator in actually didn't mount it, and then the radiator tipped forward. The fans hit against the frame of what looks like the frame of the alternator and stopped them. Now, since I've noticed this, first thing I did is I took the old fan, I plugged it in. It's still, one of them is burnt out, so we're still going to replace the fan, so at least no harm there. But now we've got to either take the bumper off and remount the radiator properly, or come up with some kind of mount mechanism. So that's what happens when you get a car that is used and jackasses work on themselves. I assume this was a home job, but not the kind of way we do crap around here. Stay tuned. One more quick view of how much this radiator actually moves, because it's actually not mounted on either top points, but look at this. I mean, that's 4 or 5 inches anyway, so. Unfortunately, once I went to mount the top of the radiator, those white clips actually didn't work anymore. So I had to come up with an ingenious way of doing it. In the end, I wound up using some copper wire to actually twist it to the frame. Unfortunately, they broke the parts, and I didn't want to take it all apart. So that's what we did. All right, last step is start the car up. I actually backed her out a little bit. See the fan spinning. You can see both of them spinning. Putting it in was the reverse of taking them out. They actually slid in a lot easier now that the radiator's in the right spot. But let the car run. As it warms up, gets to about 190, maybe 200 degrees. The fans will start spinning to cool everything down. So I think you can also kick it on by turning on the AC. So looks like this job is done. Took a little more than we wanted, but we got her done. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Bearded Garage. It was a quick one, but a little bit of a pain in the butt today. We haven't posted in a while, so hit the like and subscribe button below so you can see what we have coming up next. America.